morning, guys, or good afternoon, I guess. I'm just gonna hop right in. Today I just wanted to address having patience with yourself. I think a lot of times when we try to take on something new, especially in the journey, we try to take on everything at once, and it gets really overwhelming really quick. So the thing to do with that is to start with one little baby step at a time. My biggest tip would be to start with mindset. Mindset is everything. If you are not in the right mindset and you start this journey, it's going to be really, really hard to see the solutions or results. You're just going to see obstacles. You're just going to see what's wrong with the journey instead of what's going right. So especially in the beginning, mindset is everything. So that goes to getting yourself set up for success. That goes to working on your self-development, being in the right headspace. We all know there's times when we don't want to do a workout, or we have, we're having a bad day. And if you're not in the right mindset when it comes to starting the journey or restarting the journey or whatnot, you are going to struggle more than you're going to succeed. And you're going to have struggles along the way. That's just inevitable. That's something that is helps you along the way. It helps you learn those lessons, but we really do need to have that patience with ourselves and not rush it. We don't need to take on everything at once. Take on mindset first, because that's going to be your biggest hurdle, especially if you're one of those people that makes excuses, if you're one of those people that has a lot going on. Getting into the right headspace is one thing that is going to be really crucial to you being successful along the journey, and also for you remembering that this is a journey and that you don't need to sprint, or you don't need to bounce back, or you don't need to get back on the wagon. Like, you need to get into a positive headspace, and really, that means writing down your goals, short and long term. That means writing down what you're visualizing. So that means visualizing, looking at things and saying, at this point I want to be here, or at this point I will be here. Speaking that into existence, that's huge. So mindset is a great place to start, and giving yourself patience, trying you don't have to be positive Patty all the time, but you do want to get to the point where when something happens, like, you're looking at the more positive side of it. You're still gonna have those moments of doubt. I think we all do. We're human. But having the ability to really grasp finding a positive lesson from it, that comes from things good and bad. The other thing is, I've talked about before, upping your water intake. Water intake is huge. It's super important, and it's one of the things that when I'm helping a client, I always have them bump up their water intake. You can really not ever have too much water unless you're drinking like gallons and gallons of water a day. And water is really needed to move, nutrients and minerals. It's really important for lubricating your joints. It's important for keeping you hydrated, and hydration is going to keep your digestive system in, keep you from getting constipated, and it's going to flush out those toxins. Water is important. I cannot emphasize that enough. So having your patience with yourself, try to at least hit your minimum amount, which would be half your body weight in ounces a day, but not being afraid to go and have more than that. And if you feel like you're not getting enough, you're probably not. If you feel like you are getting enough, you're still probably not. So I would definitely advise bumping up your water intake, even if it's temporarily, just to see what kind of water intake works for you. A lot of people need more than half their body weight in ounces of water a day. And the other thing is when it comes to nutrition. So this is a big one. I think we all know, we've all been there, where you decide, okay, you make the firm decision, today's going to be the day, or Monday's going to be the day, or the start of the month, or the start of the year, whatever. And you try to take on everything at once. And when you do that, you get overwhelmed, and then it becomes discouraging. And you find yourself in a rut. So instead of taking on everything at once, start with one thing every week. Actually, one thing every 3 weeks. So let's say for nutrition, the thing that you're going to start out with is adding more veggies to your dishes. That would get you more fiber. It's going to... You can eat lots of them in volume. It's not going to feel like you're starving. And it gives you a chance to explore various types of textures, various types of different veggies. Maybe you haven't tried before. Maybe you're not a veggie lover. So it really gets you used to having veggies. And then the other thing you can do is try out, so like once you've done that for 3 weeks, that's like an established thing, then you're going to have, you're going to get used to it. You're going to be getting this variety. And the important thing about having a variety of not just veggies, but all foods, is that you're getting different nutrients from different foods, and different vitamins and minerals. And obviously you're getting, your macros from it as well, your fats, your proteins, and your carbohydrates. But the good thing about it is you're giving your body that variety of nutrients when you're doing that. So the great thing about that is once you do that, then especially in the beginning, because a lot of people feel like they need to starve or they need to feel hungry to feel like they're doing the right thing, and that's not true at all. You're going to have those moments where you feel hungry, but you're not really hungry. You're doing it for other reasons, whether it's sense hunger or emotional hunger or something like that. So that's a really great start. The other thing is to try a variety of proteins. So if you are somebody who eats, the same kind of proteins all the time, maybe switch it up. So maybe you eat a lot of red meat. Maybe you could try out some different types of fish. Maybe if you're not a fish lover, you could, resort to chicken or turkey or leaner things like that, and just kind of try everything out. You don't know unless you try it. If you go out to a restaurant, you don't have to order a salad to get results. You can order a salad, but it's not something that you have to do. You could, for a lot of times when I went out, especially in the beginning, I still wanted to enjoy myself, and I didn't want to be the person that eats the salads all the time, for 2 or 3 meals a day, and then you just get sick of salads, right? Nobody wants to eat salads all the time. You want to be able to enjoy social settings, things like that. And the good thing you can do is, instead of, so maybe if you're going to a restaurant, maybe you get your protein. If you're going for lunch, you're gonna get your carbohydrates. And instead of maybe getting, maybe the options are mashed potatoes and something else, which mashed potatoes, there's nothing wrong with it, but a lot of times they add in all this extra fat and butter and it just stuff that if you're eating it, you're probably not going to see the best results the following day, especially if you're weighing it daily. You're going to see that that's probably most likely going to affect you. So instead, you could just get an extra helping of veggies, especially if it's for dinner. Maybe their veggie options are steamed broccoli and asparagus. And then if I'm gonna go to Red Lobster, which is would be a date night, or somebody we're taking a guest, I would get salmon or grilled shrimp, and then I would get either 2 helpings of broccoli, or I would get a helping of broccoli and a helping of asparagus. And if you feel like that's not going to be enough, then you can always ask for extra veggies. There's nothing wrong with that. Veggies are low volume. You can eat quite a bit of them and still see results the next day. But giving yourself patience. If you do decide that you want to have mashed potatoes, like, don't feel guilty about it. You're still starting out. If you want to still enjoy your foods, do it. And give yourself that patience and that grace, and say, okay, like, I decided I was going to fully enjoy myself tonight. And, if it's for dinner, and I'm just going to drink extra water. And then tomorrow I am going to eat more veggies. Like, you just need to really think of it not as a temporary thing. You don't want to think about it as something that's temporary, or something that, especially with nutrition, that you dread doing. Like, you want to enjoy your nutrition. You want to enjoy things and be able to still live your life and not have that anxiety and guilt surrounding food. But still, eating on the smarter side, eating things that are fueling your body, giving your body the nutrient dense foods that it deserves, especially if you are working out. Your body really truly needs that. And just giving yourself grace and learning patience with yourself, learning that this is a trial and error, and that this is a journey, and then you're going to learn things and find things that work and find things that don't, and not getting frustrated when you find things that don't, because then if you know something doesn't work, you can eliminate that and say, okay, this can be for a treat day, or maybe this, I wasn't even fully enjoying this moment anyways, so now I can find something that I enjoy and that is a smart decision for me, or a better alternative for me. And giving yourself that patience, that's very important. We get into this, I think we get into this idea that this journey needs, especially if you're like wanting to lose weight or you want to tone up, like, we want it now, right? We have this instant gratification in society, and this journey is not about that. This journey is about staying in it for the long haul and being consistent and patient with yourself, and really diving in to what works and what doesn't work for you in particular, because we all have different DNA, we all have different ways of things, our bodies handling it in different ways, and the way to do that is trial and error, and having that patience of not getting down if something doesn't work that may have worked for somebody else. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you guys on the next episode. So much for tuning in today and sharing this time with me. Please stay tuned for future episodes and check out my podcast.